Hi guys, and welcome back to Completed It Mate. This week it's another trip down memory lane as I do a random retro review. I've abandoned pulling out the names in a hat in front of the camera because I put the name of the game on the title of the video, so it's random for me, and it is random, but you already know because you clicked on this video that today this episode is about Crash Bandicoot. Hopefully those of you that are old enough to remember the game will enjoy this little bit of nostalgia, and those of you young enough not to have ever played this game, well, you're in luck because I'm about to show you something brand spanking new that is going to knock your socks off. So without further ado, let's talk Crash Bandicoot. Well, where do I start with this one? Like all professionals, after I pulled the name out of the hat, I checked out Wikipedia to make sure my facts are at least 80% correct. The original Crash Bandicoot was developed by Naughty Dog. They're the guys behind games like The Last of Us and Uncharted. It's a platform game, but for the then new generation console, the PlayStation. Alright, just PlayStation. Nowadays they call it the PS1, which I don't like at all. It should just be just PlayStation. Can we make that a rule? We can call that the PlayStation. Anything else after that, you can call PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and so on and so forth. Let's just make that a rule now. Okay, gang? Right, great. And so because it was on the PlayStation, it meant it didn't have to be an ordinary side-scrolling platformer. Instead, you mostly move forward or backwards through the levels, exploiting the newfangled 3D features that all the consoles at that time were sort of coming out with. It was groundbreaking, trust me. I was there, man. It was originally released in 1996 when I was 9 years old. Crash Bandicoot became a fan favourite, and to this day, I have never heard anyone say, that's played it, and go, oh God, I really hate Crash Bandicoot. It never happens. It was pretty much PlayStation's first sort of iconic character, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong about that. It followed the tradition of Sega's Sonic or Nintendo's Mario, for example. Your main weapons are jumping and sort of spinning into enemies, which are, the character's just very similar to Taz, the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes, and I'm sure they probably mentioned that at the time as well. You also collect witch doctor's masks that shout "Ooga Booga" when you get them, which I took no notice of at the time when I was 9, but when I hear it nowadays, it makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Just seems a bit racist. Once you've collected enough of these masks, Crash becomes temporarily invincible, unless you, fall into a hole. Yeah. For some reason the mask can't save you from that. Other than that, you're good. You're golden. Look, you smash through all the boxes, like that. And it lasts for a while. Ping, box. And then it goes. Like many of these old games, at the time, I never really looked up the point or the plot of the games. It was just enough for me to know that you had to kill things. That was it. Sort of sadistic. But now I'm older and much more sophisticated, let me talk you through the story. Crash Bandicoot isn't just a sort of little cartoon creation. It's an actual animal. A mutated animal, to be precise. If you're wondering, like me, what a bandicoot looks like, I'm not sure if that makes me stupid, but I had no idea that there was actually an animal called a bandicoot. This is what it looks like. A sort of rat thing. It's like a little rat. So Crash was mutated by some guy called Dr. Cortex, who's this bloke with a big green head, with the plan of making Crash the leader of his evil, weird sort of army of other mutated animals. Crash didn't go along with this and flees from Cortex, so instead they try and do the same experiment on a female Bandicoot called Tawna. Of course, Crash has a thing for Tawna, and so he decides to rescue her and defeat Dr. Cortex, and that's basically your game. Again, I just looked that up on Wikipedia. I don't actually know where that is explained in this game. It might be explained in the sequels or whatever, but I've not had that explanation presented to me from the first game. But again, didn't need to know the plot. I was happy just running away from boulders, jumping over holes. And before you start having a go at me saying, well, that sounds really similar to Sonic the Hedgehog, who his main enemy was a doctor, an evil doctor, and he was a little cartoon animal. Let me just remind you, okay? This is a Bandicoot. This is a hedgehog. See? Completely different. This was, and still is, one of the big PlayStation 1 games. I hate saying PlayStation 1. It's loved by critics and gamers, and also me. I love it. When I got my PlayStation for Christmas, I think it was just after this game came out, so I got the sort of PlayStation Crash Bandicoot bundle, and I remember that's pretty much how I spent my Christmas. My parents didn't see me again until the new year. But it's certainly a great game, there's no doubt about that. It is bursting with fun, and as I say, everyone who's played it falls in love with this game, and it's a game that deserves its place in video game history. So that's another retro random review down. Please leave your memories and thoughts and comments in the box below. I'd love to know what you think of this game. I'd also love to hear from you if you've never played the game before, so hopefully this might have spurred you on to try the game out. You can download it for the PlayStation 3. I think it's about £7, something like that, and it's definitely worth it. Thank you so much for watching. As I always say, this channel is nothing without you, so thank you. Please subscribe, please like, please share, tell your friends. I'm off. Adios.